Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
I'm absolutely in love with your setup and your background and your pink hues and your fairy lights and your statement wall. And I like might have to go and redeck back here.
Thank you.
I feel really boring.
Absolutely. Oh my God, no. It's the background is lovely too. I love it.
Oh, thanks. Might need another plant, feel like, but yeah. And I do think I need to get one of those pink lights.
Yeah, they're really cool. They're really fun.
So cool.
Yeah.
So tell us, you have started working with us at VoiceWorks. I know your story, but can you tell anyone who's watching how have you ended up working with us as a singing teacher?
Yeah, so it's kind of a weird story. I really like telling it though, because it's really nice. So I was so scared of singing for a really long time when I was a teenager. In third year, still hadn't sung in front of anybody, was so scared, and my mom gave me a VoiceWorks flyer for a competition. It's a Facebook competition. So I entered the competition. The first time I've ever sang in front of anyone. The video is so embarrassing, and I ended up winning the competition, which was crazy. And I started doing lessons with Gemma for 3 years, and then I went to the pop degree in CSM, and I did the four years there, vocals, which was crazy. The fact that VoiceWorks was the reason that I even did it, but anyway, crazy. It's all crazy. So during that degree, I did a class teaching module, and I loved it so much. It was so it was like changed my perspective of what I wanted to do, because for ages I didn't know what I wanted to do, and then I started that module, and everything was like clicked in my head. I was like, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to teach kids. I want to teach music. So I contacted Gemma. I said, "Hi, remember me? I was your student. Is there anything that you want help with? Like, I'll do anything you want." So I started helping out with choirs, and then I've been there since then. And
Yes,
yeah,
I
that's
know.
the reason is it's literally all of the things kind of built up
Mm,
for me
yeah,
wanting
it's
to.
so cool. It's so cool the way
Yeah,
it became like full circle.
it's
Um,
weird, really
I
weird.
remember I used to be so excited about having you as a student. Remember telling Leisha like, "Oh my God, she actually sounds like Jill Scott," and I think she'll sing a Jill Scott song for me. She's like, "No way!" I'm like, "Yes." She's like 15. She's this old soul, and I give you all this old school, like cool neo soul repertoire, and you just like ate it up and sounded so legit singing it. And when you know you're working with teenagers, you probably more used to working with some chart music. So having a student who was really open to like going back and trying out new things, you were so up for that. It
Oh,
was
I
awesome.
loved all of that music. I still do. Like you've like shaped my music taste forever.
Yeah,
Crazy.
we were a match made in heaven. We were having a great time.
Yeah.
And I think that you're describing your journey as like initially being quite scared of singing and then having this opportunity come up, and so that it obviously must resonate with you, seeing teenagers coming in and having that kind of confidence battle. Do you kind of recognize yourself in them, and is that part of why you want to work with that age group?
Absolutely. Like it's so weird being on the other side of it, like seeing someone struggle with their confidence and knowing exactly how they feel
Mm,
and being like, "Oh my God, I get to help them go through the same like journey that I did." It's so
mm,
cool. Like it's really, really nice. Um
totally.
to be on the opposite end of it. And it's so weird because now I know how like you felt when I was not confident, and I'm like, "But you're so great. Like you can do this." It's so funny. Like full circle moment.
I know. And it just
Yeah.
takes time, doesn't it? I mean, you notice that as a teacher that like you've just got to keep reinforcing that they're great and they're going to be great, and that you see good things and point out all the good things you see, and it mightn't they mightn't make the big transformation in the year 1 or year 2, but then like one day things really start clicking and they actually start believing it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I I don't know, like I think back to those lessons and how positive it was, and I'm like, that definitely like has just shaped everything now.
Yeah, I wear you down with the positivity. You eventually are like, all right, okay, I'm brilliant.
Yeah, but it works. So you know
It
what?
does.
It's great.
Oh, so tell me, what could a parent do? I often get this question. What could a parent do to help their child if their child is or teenager is going for singing lessons? Is there something that they can do with them at home, or is there something they should be bearing in mind to help them get the most out of the opportunity?
Yeah, I think it's really important that parents don't treat it just like a half an hour that the kids do a week. It's
Mm,
definitely something they need to practice. Like consistency is key really. Like they're not going to
mm,
get any help with one half an hour lesson a week. They need to
mm,
practice everything that they've done in the lesson. They need to practice it. Parents need to make sure, especially for younger kids, that they're doing
mm-hmm,
it and that they're taking time out of their week just
mm-hmm,
for singing. It's just like school homework. It's the same thing. Like they need to practice it and they need to work on it. So definitely making sure that they treat it the same way. Not obviously to the extent of like school, um,
mm,
but definitely treat it not just like a throwaway hobby, like something that
mm-hmm.
they really need to work on. Um, yeah, I think that's really important.
Yeah, for sure. I think that singing is such an outlier as well, even within like music. The way people have an association of practicing the piano and practicing guitar. I feel like people still, even though they might like logically understand that you need to develop a skill, I still think people think singing is just something that naturally comes out of you and you're either good at it or you're not, right?
Hmm.
And so this is kind of what you're getting at with regards to practicing and building that skill, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
it's different. So, you know, you still need to work on it. It doesn't happen overnight.
No,
Unfortunately. That would be
no, it doesn't.
great.
Yeah, and it's just a bunch of muscles. If you really boil it down, and like if you're lifting weights, you're going to build that muscle over time. In the same way, if you're exercising your voice regularly, and you're giving kids and teens really good practical ways of using their voices properly, because oftentimes we find, I don't know if you've come across this with kids and teens, that they're trying to sound like some singers that mightn't suit their voice type or where their voice is at right now, and they might even develop some bad habits. Is that something you've noticed?
Definitely, especially it's always it's so weird. Every year it's a different like singer. Like when I was younger, it was Lord. Everyone wanted to
Mm-hmm.
sing like Lord, that really weird like indie singing. And like every girl my age like wanted that voice, even if it wasn't like working for them. And
Uh-huh.
now it's like Billie Eilish. All the girls want to sound like Billie Eilish.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
yeah, so it's always something that they want to sound like and not being like finding their own voice.
Their own
um,
sound.
Even with like younger kids. I did this in the class teaching module. I did the Kodai method.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically kind of teaching younger kids to sing in their head voice rather than if they're singing along with their parents, like in the car. Their parents are obviously way lower than they are, and they could be hurting their voice rather than singing nice
Mm-hmm.
like in their head voice. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, it's definitely important
Mm-hmm.
for that.
Yeah, and just
Um,
even showing them you've a head voice.
yeah. Yeah, even yeah, exactly.
And you can sing in it, it's
Yeah,
not just for going woo.
exactly.
Oh, and tell me, what are you most looking forward to in the year ahead now at VoiceWorks for 2021?
So much. It's so weird. Like, it's so strange coming from like the student perspective then to like the teacher. Like, I'm still walking in the studio like as if I'm a student. It's so strange. And it's really nice that we get to come back into the studio rather than being at home. I feel like it's a proper like community. It's like a little family,
Yeah.
everyone is so lovely. I feel like I was really welcomed, even though I
Oh,
knew
good.
most of the people anyway, it was still nice. Like I feel like part of the team. So I'm definitely just looking forward to the lovely vibes with
Yeah.
every
Oh,
student.
it's all being painted
Yeah.
at the moment.
Oh, lovely.
It's, oh, I wish I was going back too. But I have you on the we get together every Thursday, so I get to be in the gang every Thursday. Yeah, that's so cool. And do you know what? Actually, you were saying that it's unusual coming back as a student, or you were a student and then coming back
Yeah.
as a teacher. And similarly, like Nikki Griffin was a student of VoiceWorks and
Yeah.
then became a teacher. So it's lovely to see all those journeys come full circle.
Yeah, it's
So,
really nice. It really shows like how much of a little family it is that students want to teach in voiceover.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And oftentimes they come in, you know, maybe not even thinking that they want to become a singing teacher, and then
Hmm.
they just catch the bug.
Yeah, definitely. No, I remember going to you when I was younger and just being like, I want to be Gemma when I'm older. It was like,
Oh.
this is all I need. I'll just be her. I'll just make it. I'll be fine.
I know I was having a really good time all of the time, in fairness. So I was
Yeah.
having a ball. Oh, well, thanks so much for chatting to me today, Sarah, and best of luck for September. And I'll see you at our meeting.
Okay.
Okay, bye.